What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. And as always, I invite you guys to like, to share, and to subscribe. And remember to hit the notification bell. And remember, guys, there is a super thanks feature on every last one of my videos if you want to give monetarily to the channel. Thank you guys very much. Now, let's talk about Terminator Dark Fate. Terminator Dark Fate came out of like a few years ago or whatever, and I'm sure there are some of you out there who like it. Raise your hand, put your hand down. But I say for the most part, it was a bomb, and most people accept the creative problems that came with that movie, none the least of which is one Mr. James Cameron himself, all right? James Cameron, the original director of the original Terminator. He's got some feelings as to why Terminator Dark Fate might have bombed out, and I think it's very interesting and it's very showing about what the problem is with Hollywood these days when it comes to properly bringing back the IPs that we love and how they just might be a little bit short-sighted in their approach. So I have this article here on MovieWeb, and I want to break it down to you, read a couple of things to you, read the statement by James Cameron himself as to the reasons why he believes that Terminator Dark Fate was dog shit. All right, and he says, all right, and this was on movieweb.com, and it says here, the idea of James Cameron returning to produce Terminator Dark Fate, as well as the return of original Terminator stars Arnold Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton, seemed to be the perfect way to continue the story after some lackluster sequels. However, it was not the case, and Terminator Dark Fate became one of the biggest box office failures or disasters, it says here, of all time, with a terminating $123 million loss. Now, while discussing a number of topics with Deadline, James Cameron owned up to being a big part of the reason for the movie's disappointing box office. He explained, and this is James Cameron's words here, I think the problem, and I'm going to wear this one, is that I refuse to do it without Arnold. Now, Tim didn't want Arnold, but I said, look, I don't want that. Arnold and I have been friends for 40 years, and I could hear it already. It would go like this. Jim, I can't believe you're making a Terminator movie without me. Ow! It just didn't mean that much to me to do it, but I said, if you guys could see your way clear to bringing Arnold back, and then, you know, I'd be happy to be involved. And then Tim wanted Linda. I think what happened was, I think the movie could have survived having Linda in it. I think it could have survived having Arnold in it. But when you put Linda and Arnold in it, and then, you know, she's 60-something and he's 70-something, all of a sudden, it wasn't your Terminator movie. It wasn't even your dad's Terminator movie. It was your granddad's Terminator movie. And we didn't see that. We loved it. We thought it was cool, you know, that we were going to kill John Connor, the reason for the franchise in the first place. No, he didn't say that. We thought it was cool, you know, that we were making this sort of direct sequel to a movie that came out in 1991. And young movie-going audiences, they weren't even born. They wouldn't have even been born for another 10 years. So it was just our own myopia. We kind of got a little high on our own supply. He probably knows a little something about that. And I think that's the lesson here. All right, so James Cameron is missing the whole point. And to me, it kind of sounds like age discrimination. Because Arnold is over 70 and Linda Hamilton is over 60, it means automatically that the movie would not have worked. Well, James Cameron, you're over 62. Maybe you shouldn't have been involved in this at all. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, guys, you know I've always felt like Terminator, the whole Terminator franchise shouldn't have even been a thing in the first place. They should have had Terminator 1, Terminator 2, and that should have been it. But no, they had to keep rolling them out, going on and on and on, when they didn't have enough story to actually support what they were doing. Now, if they wanted to do a reboot, that would have been different, but even that, I think we're a little bit tired of these soulless, lackluster reboots. I think what the real problem is here, as it always is writing. See, it's things like this, right? it's this philosophy and this thought pattern that James Cameron has here. This is the reason why they didn't know what to do with Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, and Carrie Fisher in the so-called sequel trilogy for Star Wars. I mean, they feel like the older generation or whatever, or the legacy characters, the ones whose chemistry, whose lightning in a bottle made these things classics in the first place, are just there to throw away. Even though they're still alive, people have fun seeing them. We're about to see freaking 80-year-old Indiana Jones, next year. So, either you leave it alone or you respect the legacy, you respect the lore, you respect the characters, and you serve them well, even in their older years. There's a way to do it if you're a competent writer, if you're a competent visionary. And I always thought that James Cameron was that. I mean, we're about to get, what was it, Avatar, The Way of Water? Why is that shit even called The Way of Water, guys? I mean, that's so boring to me. Can't it be called like Avatar, Tidal Wave, Avatar, Tsunami, Avatar, Flushing Toilet, something like that, you know what I mean? But The Way of Water, it just sounds so gentle, so tranquil. Like, James Cameron, obviously that testosterone that he was talking about, he is devoid of that, replaced with soy, I think. But we'll see. I do intend on seeing that movie. But this is what we have with Terminator. He believes that the mere fact that Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was like the Terminator, and Linda Hamilton were in it, that would be the main reason. It couldn't have been that, like I said before, you killed John Connor. Nobody wanted to see that shit. And you had the nerve to make him actually in the likeness of Edward Furlong. Nobody wanted to see that after all they went through to survive. But no, let's just blame it on Arnold Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton being there. And young audiences don't know anything about that. I think he's really disrespecting the young audiences. You know what I mean? By saying that, I think young audiences can appreciate classics. After all, I can look back and I can watch, movies from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and, I can see why they're classics. You can appreciate good, timeless storytelling. But, that's James Cameron's take on it. You guys can get in the comment section and let me know. Do you think that he's right? Do you think that's the reason why? Like, if you're a young person out there, right? Do you think that that's the reason why you disconnected with this movie, or you just didn't give a damn? And everybody else, do you think that he has a point here? Get in the comment section and let me know how you feel about this. I just think that it's very telling about these movie makers and these visionaries now, and how they look back on even their own legacies, guys. It's almost like saying Terminator is irrelevant. You know what I mean? And I mean, that's just ridiculous, guys. But like I said before, get in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about this. As always, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys for listening. I'll catch you in the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.